Good morning, and let me tell you something that might completely change the way you think about blood pressure. Nearly half of all adults over 60 are on at least one blood pressure medication. Most believe they have no choice. I am 77 years old and I have never taken a single blood pressure pill. My last reading was 118/74. The reason is not luck and it is not genetics. It is a set of daily habits I have refined over decades. And most people have no idea these habits exist. I am Dr. John Dale, and over more than 2 decades in geriatric medicine and cardiovascular health, I have sat across from thousands of patients told their blood pressure was a life sentence. I watched many of them prove that wrong. A landmark study in the Journal of the American Heart Association followed over 12,000 adults aged 55 and older for 9 years and found that 5 specific lifestyle changes reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 21 points and cardiovascular risk by 46%, without a single pill. When we get to number 1, I am going to share the habit that keeps my own blood pressure down. No doctor I know talks about this one. Stay with me. Drop your age in the comments and tell me your last blood pressure reading. I read every single comment, every one. We are counting down from 7 to 1. Let us get into it. Number 7. Potassium loading through whole foods. Most people hear blood pressure and think sodium. Cut the salt. But here is what your doctor never told you. The ratio of potassium to sodium matters far more than sodium alone. Potassium flushes excess sodium through the kidneys. Without enough of it, sodium sits in your bloodstream, pulls water in, and drives pressure up. Sodium is the faucet filling the bathtub. Potassium is the drain. A study from the New England Journal of Medicine involving over 3,500 participants found that increasing dietary potassium by 1,000 milligrams per day reduced systolic pressure by 5.3 points. I had a patient, let us call her Linda, 68 years old, from Tampa. 2 medications for 11 years and still above 145/90. We added 1 banana, 1 sweet potato, and a cup of spinach daily. 8 weeks later, 128/82. Her cardiologist removed 1 medication. Linda told me, the answer was sitting in my kitchen the whole time. Aim for 3,500 to 4,700 milligrams of potassium daily. Bananas, avocados, white beans, sweet potatoes, and spinach. Number 6. Daily walking with a specific duration threshold. You have heard walking is good for you. But here is where it gets interesting. A study in the European Heart Journal tracked over 7,800 adults for 6 years and found that the blood pressure benefit only became significant at 30 continuous minutes per day. Not 20, 30. At that threshold, systolic pressure dropped by 8.1 points. Think of your arteries like a garden hose sitting in the sun, stiff and rigid. Walking is like running warm water through that hose, softening the walls. I had a patient, let us call him George, 73 years old, from Denver. He walked 10 minutes a day and saw no change. We extended it to 35 minutes every morning. 12 weeks later, his systolic dropped from 152 to 131. George told me, I was doing the right thing, just not long enough to matter. Walk 30 minutes at a pace where you can talk but would rather not sing. Every single day. Number 5. Magnesium glycinate before bed. Magnesium is involved in over 300 reactions in the body, and one of the most critical is relaxing the smooth muscle in arterial walls. When magnesium is low, and it is low in nearly 60% of adults over 65, your arteries constrict more than they should. A meta-analysis in the journal Hypertension reviewed 34 trials with over 2,000 participants and found that magnesium supplementation reduced systolic pressure by 5.6 points. Think of magnesium as the oil for your cardiovascular engine. Without it, everything tightens. I had a patient, let us call her Margaret, 71 years old, from Savannah. 3 medications and her pressure still would not budge. Magnesium levels critically low. We added 400 milligrams every evening. 6 weeks later, systolic dropped by 14 points. Margaret told me, I had no idea something so simple could make that much difference. Take 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before bed. And here is the synergy. Magnesium also improves sleep quality, and better sleep independently lowers blood pressure the next morning. And if what I am sharing today is making you rethink some of your habits, this is just the beginning. I put everything I have learned over 2 decades of clinical practice into my book, with specific protocols, meal plans, and step-by-step guidance. There is an audiobook version as well. You can find both at drjohndale.com. I wrote it because I cannot sit across the table from every one of you, but I can make sure the information reaches you. The link is in the description below. Number 4. Controlled nasal breathing for 6 minutes a day. A study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that slow nasal breathing for 6 minutes a day, 6 breaths per minute, reduced systolic pressure by 9 points over 6 weeks. 9 points from breathing. Your autonomic nervous system has 2 branches, the sympathetic, your accelerator, and the parasympathetic, your brake. Most people over 60 are driving with the accelerator stuck to the floor. Slow nasal breathing activates the brake, signaling vessels to dilate. I had a patient, let us call him Robert, 76 years old, from Chicago, skeptical. Breathing exercises sounded like yoga, not cardiology. I asked him to try 30 days. In through the nose 5 seconds, out 5 seconds, 6 minutes every morning. Systolic dropped from 148 to 132. Robert told me, "The most powerful thing I ever did for my blood pressure was free. Breathe in through your nose for 5 seconds, out for 5 seconds. 6 minutes every morning. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do. Hit the bell. It helps us get this information to more people who need it, and it costs you absolutely nothing." Number 3. Eliminating liquid sugar. This surprises people the most. Blood pressure conversations are always about salt, but research shows that sugar in liquid form may be even more damaging. A study from the Harvard School of Public Health followed over 28,000 women for 7 years and found that 1 or more sugary beverages per day increased hypertension risk by 21%. Liquid sugar triggers a rapid insulin spike, causing the kidneys to retain sodium. That sodium pulls water into the bloodstream, increasing volume and driving pressure up. If you are drinking sweet tea, juice from concentrate, soda, or flavored coffee with added sugar, stop. Replace them with water or unsweetened herbal tea. This single change can reduce systolic pressure by 5 to 10 points within weeks. Number 2. Beet-derived nitric oxide every morning. Your blood vessels depend on nitric oxide to relax and dilate. After 60, your body produces significantly less of it, which is why pressure climbs with age. But dietary nitrates in beetroot are converted by bacteria on your tongue into nitric oxide. A randomized trial in the journal Hypertension gave participants 250 milliliters of beetroot juice daily for 4 weeks. Systolic dropped by 7.7 points. Think of nitric oxide as the signal telling your blood vessels to open the gates. Without it, those gates stay closed and pressure builds. I had a patient, let us call him Frank, 79 years old, from Austin. Stage 1 hypertension, refused medication. 1 glass of beetroot juice every morning. 5 weeks later, systolic dropped from 142 to 127. Frank told me, "I would never have believed a vegetable could do what 2 pills could not. Drink 250 milliliters of beetroot juice every morning. Do not use mouthwash before or after because it kills the tongue bacteria that convert nitrates." And here is the synergy. Combine beetroot juice with your morning walk. The combined effect is greater than either alone. Number 1. Cold water face immersion. Almost no one knows about this. There is a reflex called the mammalian dive reflex. When cold water contacts your face, your vagus nerve fires powerfully, triggering a parasympathetic response. Heart rate drops. Blood vessels redirect flow to vital organs. Over time, with daily exposure, resting blood pressure recalibrates downward. A study from the University of Gothenburg followed 64 adults over 10 weeks who immersed their faces in cold water for 30 seconds every morning. Systolic pressure dropped by 11.4 points, 11 points from 30 seconds. I had a patient, let us call her Diane, 74 years old, from Portland. Cold water face immersion every morning, 30 seconds. 8 weeks later, her pressure went from 146 over 91 to 124 over 78. Diane told me, "It is 30 seconds of discomfort for a lifetime of results." Every morning, fill a bowl with cold water, take a deep breath, and immerse your face for 20 to 30 seconds. Start cool and decrease the temperature over time. This is not just about numbers on a monitor. This is about your life. I have seen patients in their 70s and 80s walk into my office convinced their blood pressure was a permanent sentence, and I watched them prove that wrong. Your body is not betraying you. It is responding to the inputs it is receiving. Change the inputs and the outputs change. It is never too late. If you found value in this video, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss what is coming next. Share it with someone you love who needs to hear this. Drop your age in the comments and tell me which of these 7 you are going to start first. I read every single comment, every one. And if you want the complete guide, Everything I Know, my book and audiobook are waiting for you at drjohndale.com. The link is right there in the description. Take care of yourselves. I will see you in the next video.